GB News will exclusively be broadcasting the leadership hustings between Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss in Manchester tomorrow from 7 to 9 p.m. The legend that is Alastair Stewart will interview Miss Truss and Mr Sunak separately, and questions will be selected at random and then put to the pair by Tory party members. So, Alastair, how are you gonna handle this one? Both Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss. What's the game plan?
Well, the game plan is to avoid what Stephen Pound was talking to you about, and that is box ticking. I think we've got to the point in the campaign where we have heard an awful lot trowelled over many, many times. And in my bit, and you're quite right to point out that I get 12 minutes and the audience get 15 minutes, in my bit, I want to take a deep breath and say, what does it mean to be a Tory? If you're going to win this leadership and become the next Prime Minister, in the aftermath of Boris Johnson's defenestration, what does it mean to be a Tory? What do you think about the size of the state? What do you think about the scope of what government should try and do? You were with me up in Lee, and we heard Liz Truss talk about Number 10 having become too big and too presidential. What about government? Government itself. Do we need all of those departments because it's all paid for by taxpayers? I also want to drill into two specific areas, which I don't think we've heard enough about, and that is immigration and whether or not either of these candidates would embrace the David Davis policy of pushback, because the courts are being difficult, the Rwanda plan is difficult. So how do you actually stop the boats? And the final thing that I want to try and get more on that we've not had a lot about lately is the NHS. We know that you can cut the 2-year waiting list, but what about all of the others? The answer isn't just chucking money at it. The answer is reform. What would they both do about making the NHS fit for purpose? So I think it could be quite interesting, and it'll certainly be lively.
Certainly will be lively. We seem to have had this temperature rising throughout the contest, sometimes getting a little bit scrappy with some of these personal attacks between the candidates. Not one to miss. 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. tomorrow. We'll look forward to see it with you, Alastair Stewart. Thanks for the preview there.